See, for me, Veerappan is a subject matter which has been haunting me since a very long time. I first heard about Veerappan somewhere in the late 90s, 97, 98, when I was shooting for a film somewhere in the jungles of Mudumalai. So the fact that one person, just with a few men, can be operating from inside a forest and making the governments of two states completely go haywire in an effort to capture him fascinated me, because without the backing of any major terror organization or a rebel state, or with great funds and resources, or without any political patronage, though the conspiracy theories could be there, but I do not believe that they exist. They actually were there in reality of supporting him. So I thought the uniqueness of a character like that was not there in the entire crime history of the world, I would think, because I can't see a parallel to Veerappan. So for a long time I wasn't clear about which aspect of Veerappan I should take to catch the spirit of the person. And at a certain time, I mean, because it's like a Mahabharata, from the time he started to the time he ended. And then I happened to meet some people who were involved in the operation of killing Veerappan. So it is the details, something I overheard, something I discussed with them, finally sparked off my interest in to tell the story of Veerappan through the point of view of the people who were somewhere involved in capturing him or killing him eventually. So when people ask me this question, how real is a film, I would say, see, like the kind of people I met is some of the people who worked with Veerappan a long time before, who mediated between the government and Veerappan on certain specific cases and incidents. And their officers were involved in his operations at various stages, his own wife, and primarily these will be the sources. But obviously they will have their own versions, they will have their own interpretations, because things change from time and from memories and all sort of personal experiences. So to sift through that entire material and connect the dots in the most understandable format is what I attempted. And so what you're going to see in the film is that final version of what I call the truth as I know it. But even the people who were involved in parts with Veerappan, when they saw the whole film, they couldn't challenge me that this is not what it happened. Yeah, that's I think to the credit of the research team and the overall way the screenplay has been structured. Thank you.
In the press release, you have stated that originally Veerappan planned to kidnap RajiniKanth. So is it true or not? They're asking.
Yeah, see, the point is, after, like we all know, Veerappan was very publicity hungry and he always wanted to be on the newspapers and make headlines. So when he kidnapped Rajkumar sir from Kannada Superstar, after that, that gave him a national level publicity. In fact, he came even on BBC. So the first time he realized that he will make more name, the bigger names he tries to capture. So he had this idea in the beginning of 2004. I mean, he was killed in October 2004. In the beginning of 2004, he just had this plan of kidnapping Rajni sir, in terms of, because the only thing you can do bigger than kidnapping Rajkumar, obviously, because Rajni sir is a far bigger star. Yeah.
How?
See, just now I was telling you there, it is a question not of evidence, it is a question of the sources. I spoke to the people who were involved in the operations, people who worked with him, people who infiltrated into Veerappan's gang to make him believe to come out of the forest in that ambulance, and finally when they got him on the Penagram road. So it is my interaction with all those people where I'm getting this from. It's not like a recorded evidence. I can't be a recorded evidence, because there's a conversation happened between the people involved in the operation.
The previous filmmakers would have obviously by default made enough and more of research to be able to come up with that film. So if your interpretation through the sources which you are referring to is going to be different as you claim, then it's going to be a departure from what has been portrayed so far on the screen.
See, let me tell you, there are 39 films made on Adolf Hitler so far in world history, and none of them have any connection with each other. But all of them could be connected only on the basis of each person's research, what it comes to, and eventually what an individual would like to believe or would want to be, to be affected, completely depends upon the believability of the story when you see it in a sequence.
Have you highlighted the tortures made by the women in the forest and the police torture the women? Also the politicians involved. Have you shown everything or are you hidden or?
You see, I try to represent the truth as much as I know it. Yes, definitely I showed in the very beginning days when the police in their eagerness to get information about Veerappan, they had a certain high-handed behavior, and which has been shown in the film. And obviously any person becomes something because of a series of circumstances and incidents and decisions made by people which could be found out as faulty in hindsight, but at the same time they took a decision, they might have been felt right. But that is precisely what I'm trying to say. It puts Veerappan in perspective, this film. I mean, after that, you see, you can't see anything in the film which will be going against a fact which is being documented by the police, documented by the courts. Otherwise, everything else is a conspiracy theory. Anyone has a choice to believe what they want to believe. For example, a lot of people think there are politicians who kind of backed Veerappan, which I don't believe, which I don't think so. Okay, because from my understanding and my knowledge, but that somebody can dispute that depending on what they would like to believe.